The high school football season underway. Week 1 of football kicked off tonight. We have highlights from 11 games across the Miami Valley coming your way right now. Welcome to Football Friday, brought to you by Donato's Pizza. I am Nathan Baker. We are revved up for the kickoff to the high school football season. Scores are coming in right now. We've got operators standing by, and they will be scrolling below on the ticker. But let's get to the highlights. James Ryder, the newest addition to the Football Friday team, joins us now for a look at one of the biggest games tonight. James.
Thanks, Nathan. We begin with a team that's made 3 straight trips to the state championship game. Trotwood Madison, though, only has 1 title to show for it. They start against a team that's only won 3 games in the last 2 seasons. We head out to Welcome Stadium, where the defenses were clearly ahead of the offenses to start the season. First quarter, Trotwood's Messiah DeWeaver tosses one up for Ryan Lucas. Check this out. The junior going up, getting it, making the highlight reel snag. But the Springfield defense stood strong. They stopped the Rams on 3rd and goal, and they stuff them from the 2 on 4th and goal. Finally, though, the Trotwood offense gets going in the second quarter. DeWeaver hits a wide open Deshaun Gay, streaking down the middle of the field. Rams begin to roll from there. Trotwood gets the win, 42-8. And coming up later in the show, I'll be back with highlights from Wayne's first game of the season as the Warriors host Gahanna Lincoln. Nathan.
Thanks, James. Time now for the game of the week, which is sponsored by the Next Level Speed and Strength. Tonight's game of the week is the backyard brawl between Kettering rivals Alter and Fairmont. Fairmont's only won once in the last 10 meetings. Let's go to Roush Stadium. Look at this. Skydivers coming in. That's one way to bring in a game ball. Exciting stuff for the Alter crowd. There it is. There's the ball. They're ready to play. And Fairmont came out ready to play as well. Jared Murphy, 12 yards to Cavante Tanner. Tipped. Tip drill. He comes down with it. First down. Murphy passing there. How about running? The big quarterback. Up the gut. 38 yards. Somebody bring him down or don't. 38 yards. First down. But they turn it over on downs. So no score. We go to the second quarter. Still scoreless. Dusty Hayes, the Alter quarterback, to Alex Saltine. 26 yards. First down for Alter. And then on the very next play, these quarterbacks like to run. They want to steal the spotlight. Dusty Hayes, 12 yards into the end zone, 7-0. Let's zoom ahead to the fourth quarter. Alter on top 10-7, and it's Jared Murphy. 2nd and 20. How about the rest of the field, my man? Cavante Tanner, 66 yards, 14-10. Fairmont, huge, looking for their first win in 10 years against this team. But Alter comes right back. Alex Salatine, 8 yards into the end zone with 3.5 minutes to go. That would be it. Alter wins again, 10th straight time over their rival, this time 17-14.
It just took a lot of togetherness. We had to do it. We knew we had to go out there and score. I mean, it just took it took all of us.
These kids proved tonight that early in the season here, at least, they were able to do it against in one of the biggest rivalry games in the Miami Valley.
Hey, don't forget you can find raw video from every game, including that one, along with highlights, cheerleaders, bands, and more on fox45now.com under Football Friday. More highlights. Springboro against Mason. The comments running on. Springboro was 10-0 last year until they got to the postseason and lost in the first round. How about top 22 star Jack Schaff? He's picked off by Mason's Thomas Adam. But on the next play for Mason, their fans pumped up until they're picked off by Dustin Zimmerman. Back and forth we go with turnovers. Later, Mason would have to punt. Still scoreless. That is until D.L. knocks on it right here. He's knocking on the doorstep of the end zone with some nifty moves. 60 yards to the house. The Panthers, the home team, 7-0 on top. We told you Jack Schaff was a top 22 player. He would prove it. How about an extra point there? We love showing those. Got to give the kids some love. Here's Schaff. Deep to guess who? D.L. Knock. What a catch. Great. And then Schaff showing those legs. This is why we picked him. 40 yards to the end zone. Springboro starts off with a win by a score of 34-21. Well, all the scores tonight are brought to you by Ford. If you see a score you know and you don't see it on the ticker or on our scoreboards, called in to 262-1400. Let's take a look at our first scoreboard by Ford. Sydney beats St. Mary's 19-16. Eaton beating Greenville 40-13 tonight. We have more scores for you. Dayton Christian loses 37-0 to Greenview. Purcell Marion, they win. Butler falls to Loveland. Clark Montessori 11-8 over Hughes. Bethel 13-12 over Northridge. Cedarville, they knock off Madison Plains. We also had Covington 35-21 over St. Henry. Huge win for the Buccos there. Defiance falls to Napoleon 33-28. Elida blanks St. John's. Great win for the Bulldogs. And how about Fort Loramie eking one out past Minster? They're going to love that. Greenon falls to West Liberty Salem. Kenton Ridge 48-19 over Northeastern. We had Lebanon beating Kings by a field goal and Miss Valley by 5 over Union City. Well, Football Friday brought to you by Donato's Pizza rolls on next. Coming up, two bitter rivals, Milton Union and Miami East, both looking for a return to the postseason. One would get off on the right foot. Plus,
I'm Tito Denbell. This is several Hawks highlights on Football Friday.
thank you, Tito. Tonight's cheerleader shout-out brought to you by Kids Are Top Sports Center. Tonight, it's the CJ Eagles.
We're the CJ Cheerleaders. Get your highlights on Football Friday.
Hey, welcome back. Miamisburg is this week's Band of the Week. Thank you, Vikings. Centerville with a big test tonight in Pickerington Central. Pickerington is a playoff regular. Centerville missed the postseason a year ago. Elks coach Ron Ullery looking for his 100th win tonight. The Elks were in for a battle as they play another tough out-of-conference team. Second quarter, Tigers trying to go deep, but junior Kevin Smith going to jump up and knock it down as Centerville is able to get the ball back. Look at that. Into the third we go. Fans excited. Home game. Damian popping through the hole into daylight. Chalks up 18 yards on the scamper. Damian Pop, I'm going to love that name all year. I can already tell you that. That sets up an Elks field goal. And Centerville had a big lead. It got interesting. Here's the field goal. Goes through. Right, counts as 3. It got interesting, though, before the black and gold finally would hold on for a 38-3 win. A lot of scoring after we left. Well, are you the biggest fan? Tonight's Over-the-Top Fan is brought to you by Castle Roofing, Siding, and Gutters. No hassle home exterior solutions. Check out this wild bunch of Alter Knight fans. The brown and gold out in full force tonight, rooting on their Alter Knights. Look for our cameras on Friday nights and make as much noise as possible. We want to hear you because you could be our Castle Roofing Over-the-Top Fans of the Night. Well, still more highlights to come, including Tip and Grant.
Hey, I'm Jacob Hall. Get your Tip Canoe highlights on Football Friday.
Plus, we'll have a new game on ABC 22 at 11 for you. The reigning two-time state champs, Marion Local, looking to win on the road at Lima Shawnee. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. Time now for the Meyer Play of the Week. And the Play of the Week goes to Troy senior Miles Hibbler against CJ. Spins off the hit. Let's take another look. We can slow it down. The joy of editing. Hibbler gets out of trouble. He is gone. 57 yards to the painted area. Troy's Miles Hibbler providing the Meyer Play of the Week. Congrats. All right, welcome back to Football Friday, brought to you by Donato's Pizza. Let's go back to James Ryder, who was at Wayne's season opener tonight. James.
Thank you, Nathan. Wayne wins 7-3 a year ago, which earned them a playoff berth. But the Warriors fell in the first round to Moeller, the eventual state champions. Tonight, it's a fresh march to the playoffs against Gahanna Lincoln. Warrior fans, they remember another number 5, Braxton Miller, but Demetrix Trice doing just fine tonight. First quarter, Trice finds Devin Reed open on the sideline. Nothing but daylight in front of the junior. Wayne takes a 13-7 lead over Gahanna Lincoln. Time to put on those 3D glasses, though. Trice throwing right into your living room. Before it gets there, Tristan Davis pulls it down and taps the toes for the touchdown. It's 20-7 still in the opening quarter. In the second, it's the same two connecting again. Trice the strike to Davis. 5 + 1 = 6 every time. It's 26-7 lead for the Warriors. Wayne doing it in all aspects of the game, though. blocking the punt. It goes up, but not too far. One of the top 22 members and future Kentucky linebacker Dorian Hendricks comes down with it. This is a frightening image. 6'1", 230, barreling at you, knocks over one player, finally is dragged down, and from there, it's Kenny Bester busting through the line for a couple nice runs. This one for a touchdown. Wayne rolls over Gahanna Lincoln, 62-28. And we want you to be a part of our coverage. You can send us your pictures on Instagram using the hashtag FF2245. We'll use them on our website and on our shows. We've named the top 22 seniors, like I mentioned, this year, brought to you by Dr. James Klosterman, MD. Be sure to tune into the fourth quarter every Tuesday night on Fox 45. We'll profile a different player every week. Nathan?
Thank you, James. Show sponsor Donato's Pizza fed the crew tonight with their new pepperoni ricotta pizza. New pizza sensations loaded edge to edge with pepperoni, ricotta, Asiago, provolone cheese, roasted garlic, and topped with a Romano oregano blend. The new pepperoni ricotta pizza is on sale now for only a limited time. 50 cents more than a large single topping. Only at Donato's Pizza. You can order online at donatos.com. Just don't invite those guys. They will eat it all. Hey, you can win a $50 gift card to Donato's right now. Just text Donato's to 45203. The winner will be contacted on Tuesday. For every text you send, you win a $5 coupon. So text now and win instantly. All right, back to the games. How about Milton Union and Miami East? I'm sorry, this is Miamisburg and Bellbrook. I know what I'm doing. Alex Furman kicks it in the back of his blocker. Vikings recover. Miamisburg running back Chris Young then takes the handoff. We saw him do this last Friday in a scrimmage. 38 yards, touchdown. Kick is good. Miamisburg on top by a score of 7-0. Look at that guy. He's happy to see his team on top. Nice beard. All right, later in the first, Chris Young again. He's automatic. This time jukes and spins 25 yards. Miamisburg over Bellbrook today, 56-3. Whoa. All right, Milton Union at Miami East. Vikings at home tonight. Bulldogs with the ball. Chase Martins shakes off two Vikings before being taken down by Alex Brewer. Later in the drive, Bradley Stein finding the hole, dragging one Viking, puts two more on the scoreboard. Vikings turn next. Michael Fellers, kid's a stud, senior running back, gets the ball. Check him out. Takes his plunder, dodging past some Bulldogs. Finally dragging a bunch of defenders with him. My goodness. Connor Heiler then. Goal. Dalton Allen successfully defended. Vikings settle for a field goal. Then the Vikings' next drive. Ball is tipped. Cody Wolf comes down with the pick. But Miami East would have the last laugh. They win tonight, 18-14. All right, Graham taking on Tippecanoe. We're all over the Miami Valley. I love that bunch of guys. They're always dressed up. Start of the second half, already up 41-0. My goodness. Wes Alt gets the ball, collects a few yards. Then it's Cameron Johnson taking the rock, dodging through some Falcons before running out of bounds. Then Ben Hughes tossing it to Johnson this time, who dives through a few more Falcons before heading out of bounds again. And this time, Jacob Hall, top 22 boy, with the ball, bulldogging his way up the middle. They're fired up. They love it at Tip. What a great atmosphere. Then check out the toss from Hughes to Jarrett Watson. Dead on target, straight into the end zone, and almost hits Rick, the camera guy. Look out, Richard. 68-0. Tip, a big win tonight. All right, we're going to Springfield, Southeastern at Northwestern. Warriors charge on the field. First quarter, Northwestern driving. Brad Curtis takes the handoff up the middle. Good gain there. Then the quarterback, Hunter Hausman, scrambling. He's going to pick up a first down. He's a top 22 kid, keeping it all to himself. Hausman connects with Max Oates coming up as well. Here's the pass to Oates. First drive. The drive would stall, though, on downs. Southeastern now with the ball. Ben Miller hits James South for the first, but their drive would also stall. Back and forth we go. And right now we don't have a score to report. So if we go to your game, please call on those scores. We'd love to put them up. We love showing the highlights, but we need a final. All right, over to Shawnee at Catholic Central. This one was a final pretty much from the start. Already 48-0 in the second. Snap goes to Ryan Fain over his head. Picked up. That was the story for Catholic. Colton Sign takes it to the house. 55-0 Shawnee. Then the Irish trying to get something going. He's going to get sandwiched by the Braves defense. It was all Shawnee tonight by a score of 82-7. All right, we showed you some highlights. Let's look at some more Ford scores. Now, the scoreboards tonight brought to you by Ford. If you know a score, call it in to 262-1400. Here's one. Tecumseh, big win, 21-0. Fairfield over Beaver Creek, 21-7. My man Bill disappointed tonight. 25-19. Salina over Versailles. Bradford loses to Riverside, 28-24. OG, they're a winner. Crestview as well. They blanked Parkway. We've also got Arcanum beating Preble Shawnee. Kenton over Coldwater, 22-2. All right, that'll do it for us here on Donato's Pizza, our Football Friday. We've got new highlights for you and all the scores coming up on ABC 22 at 11. So see us there and check us out online at fox45now.com. We'll see you on the Double Deuce in minutes.